Noel, as we all know, you're a massive Man City fan, so I'm going to get you to pick your dream five-a-side team of Man City players from the Premier League era.
Right.
So before we get started, what formation are you thinking of?
I'm not. Did they have formations in five-a-side?
Very good point.
Did they even have? It's a rigid keeper though, right?
Yeah, it's a keeper.
Right, and then there's just four.
For wherever you want to play them.
I think it's just four playing, isn't it? Is this four little David Silva type?
David Silva. I thought David Silva would be in your team. Okay, so starting with your keeper, who do you go with in goal?
I'm gonna go with Edison because he's been incredible. I think he'd be good at five-a-side because he can play as a defender as well. So he's plays centre half as well on a five-a-side pitch. But he's a beast.
Yeah, he is.
And I can't see much getting past him, to be honest.
Do you think that's big with Pep, that he wants all of his players to be ball players? Because he could almost play outfield, couldn't he, Edison? He's that good on the ball.
I think in the on record is saying that his ideal team would be 11 midfielders or 10 midfielders and a keeper. But then the whole thing harks back to the Ajax theory, doesn't it? That every player should be able to play in every position. But he's definitely put that team together. There's something else at the moment.
Okay, so Edison's your keeper. So 4 players. You're just going to have a roaming 4, are you?
Roaming 4. Well, number 1 has got to be Dave, Spanish Dave. Arguably, and I'd say it'd be a very short argument that he's probably every City fan's favourite player we've ever seen at all.
Of all time.
I think so, because he's more decorated than all the players from the 60s and the 70s. Although we all love him, and I grew up with posters of him all on my wall. Dave's something special.
Yeah.
Even in this team, when he doesn't play, we don't look the same team. Like if he'd have played at Anfield, we wouldn't have lost that game.
You think? Yeah.
I don't think so.
Just quickly on David Silva, do you think he'll spend the rest of his career at Man City? Can you see him retiring at Man City?
I don't think it. Well, I certainly don't think he'll play for another powerhouse club. I think if he moves back to Spain, it'll be to wherever he came from. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I think so. I hope so. He's a great player. He when we won the League Cup against Liverpool last time, we were in the hallway afterwards with a few of the people from City, and he just came up to me and gave me his shirt, and he said, "Thanks for being so polite about me all these years."
Quality. Do you get starstruck meeting David Silva then? Because I imagine he gets starstruck meeting you.
No, not so much starstruck, but to get somebody's shirt who's played in the final and you've won it, it's kind of like, it's a bit of history, isn't it? You know what I mean? And so I took it home, and I'm saying to my kids who weren't at the match, "Wow, wait till you see what I've got. It's unbelievable. What is it? Wait till you see what I've got. Whoa, tell us what it is." I took it out and put it on the carpet, and it's all covered in mud, and they were just like, "Oh, right, okay." And just back to their iPads.
Quality.
Yeah. But there you go, he's a dude, man.
I saw you on Super Sunday, I thought you were brilliant on that, by the way, saying that you think he's the greatest player of all time. Did you enjoy doing Super Sunday? Because I thought you and Neville, you enjoyed being with Gary Neville, didn't you?
Yeah, well, when I got asked, you kind of toss a coin and think, right, if we get beat, which is very, very likely, you got to suffer sitting there with Gary Neville, and their fans are right outside that window. So, well, then you think, but if we win, it's going to be unbelievable. And of course, we're all massive football fans, and we watch it all the time. And it's just like I'm a bit nosy when it comes to things like that. And I'm like, I'm going to do it just to see how it works. And as Gary Neville is entering into a meltdown, and I've got to say he was having a meltdown from about the first minute.
Right.
Graham Souness just kept nudging me. But it was great. It's fascinating to see how it all works behind the scenes and all that. And then we won, and it was great. But one of the most fascinating things about that day was when they didn't show it on the TV, but when everybody walked off the pitch, Guardiola walked off on his own, and the Stretford End clapped him off.
Really?
Yeah. And it was still quite full, because they were trying to get him to go to the City fans, and he was having none of it. So he walked back up the touchline. I was watching him, and the Stretford End clapped him down the tunnel, which was like, wow. I was kind of like, that's mind-blowing, that. You know
big mark of respect.
Yeah.
Okay, so Silva's in there, unsurprisingly.
Silva's in there.
You've got, who's your next player?
It's got to be the Ginger Fury, Kevin De Bruyne.
Yeah. Okay.
He's like, I don't know I don't know what you say about him anymore. He's like, do you know what is fascinating about him this season? He's playing every single game. And, you know, I was at the Tottenham game when was it Dele Alli did that really bad tackle on him.
Yeah.
And every time Kev goes down in any game, there's a kind of hush with the City fans, because if he's out for any length of time, then we're going to struggle. But he gets back up, dusts himself off, then goes and scores that goal, and he's just like, you know. And the thing with Crystal Palace, he was back in training the next day and all that. So he's built the right stuff for sure, and he's just a joy to watch.
Yeah. Did you think he'd be as good as he is when you signed him? Because a lot of people were pointing out that obviously Chelsea let him go.
A lot of Sky Sports pundits, which is a very famous video doing the rounds of them all, Tomo and Merson, all of them was just like, you know, I don't know what they were saying, but it's irresponsible spending and he's not worth that. What's Mercer's? Well, I can't see it. You know, I can't see it. But it doesn't matter what we think, because the people who are buying the players at the club, they've seen something that we don't. But we were excited for him coming, because we'd all heard he'd had a great season with where did he go?
Wolfsburg, yeah.
And I don't watch the Bundesliga, but when he came, we were all pretty excited. And as soon as Pellegrini left and Pep came on, he started playing him in Yaya's position. He's been unbelievable.
Yeah,
been unbelievable. Just a great player, and a great lad as well. I've met him with my kids recently, and he's just really
top lad.
Yeah. Well, they all are up there. I've got to say, man, they're a good bunch of guys.
Okay, so it's a very attacking team at the minute. Edison, David Silva, Kevin De Bruyne.
Yeah,
so you've got two more.
There's not going to be any defenders in it. It's going to be God Almighty, Sergio Aguero.
Yeah.
Is going to be there. Don't know what you say about him anymore. He's just, how he's not been in that Premier League Team of the Year or never won the big individual prizes is staggering. Yeah. But he's unbelievable. I mean, all the players that I've mentioned so far, I reckon if you asked any football fan of any football club in the world, they'd say, oh yeah, we'd have him.
Yeah,
sure we'd have him. And again, you know, when Aguero came, everyone was like, yeah, you know, yeah, okay, you know. But I've got to say, I'll say it again, the Cheeky and the players up there in Caldoon who are buying these players, they're seeing things that we, the layman, we just see what goes on the pitch and, you know, have a drink, start shouting, swearing, you know. And but they're coming at it from another angle. He's been unbelievable, you know. We all know the moment when we won the league. It's just a historic moment for the Premier League itself, never mind City. But the greatest striker we've ever had, I think.
Yeah, all-time top scorer as well. Are you surprised, with that said, that there's some talks that, you know, Pep doesn't always play him? Or do you think that's just paper talk? Yeah.
I mean, you know, when you read these articles in the newspapers, I always just go down for the quote. Who's quoted?
Yeah.
If somebody quoted as saying
What's real?
This. Yeah. So there'll be the headline: Real Madrid eye Aguero in shock swoop, and you look down and you see the quotes from Pep saying he ain't going anywhere, I love him, he's great, and you see the quotes from Aguero saying I love it at Manchester,
that's
I'm not going anywhere.
Print at the bottom.
And that's it.
Yeah.
And that's it. And it's like there was a thing with De Bruyne signing his contract, or Real Madrid are sniffing around. It's just like, well, they're not, because he's going to sign it. So,
fair point.
You know, we live in an era now of 24-hour news, football news coverage. So they've got to write stories about something, I suppose. But I don't think he'll leave, and if he does leave, he'll probably end up back in Argentina. You know, I can't see him playing for another club.
Okay.
No way.
Final player. It's a very attacking team, this, Noel.
If I'm going to play someone who gets stuck in, then maybe Fernandinho.
Really, Fernandinho?
Yeah, he's great.
He's great. Yeah, I thought you'd have Yaya in there just for.
Mate, well, Yaya at his peak.
At his peak, yeah.
Is or was one of the greatest players I've ever seen.
Yeah.
And I was really pleased that last season they gave him a contract so that at the end of this season he gets to do that thing where he gets to play his last game at the Etihad and the fans get to clap him out, because he deserves it. All the nonsense that went on with his agent and all that, you know, I don't think it really soured City fans' view of him. He's still adored up there, and he's that season he was dynamite.
Yeah.
You know, well, he won the league for us.
Yeah.
You know, he scored the big goals in the big games, and the season before we won the league, you know, he scores the 2 goals against Newcastle to make it all possible. But I think at the moment Fernandinho has got the legs to get around the 5. Oh, mind you, I got so around the 5-a-side pitch pretty good.
Yeah, this is a tough one, isn't it? This.
I picked Fernandinho and I'm going to have Yaya on the bench.
So Yaya's your super sub?
Yaya can be the super sub.
And who's your captain then?
The captain, I'm going to say, out of that lot, I'd say Spanish Dave.
Spanish Dave.
Yeah, he's been there the longest. So.
Okay, finally the gaffer. You can put yourself in there.
I'm going to put myself there, actually. Yeah. I think I'd manage that lot quite well, actually. I mean, how hard can it be? Just to say, there's a ball, the big lad's in net, do your thing. You know, I'd give it a go. It'll be easy, I think.
Yeah. Did you get some help from Pep? I know that you're friendly with Pep.
Well, we do talk tactics from time to time. I don't know whether you know this, but Fabian Delph at left back was my idea.
Was it?
Yeah, he called me one night and he said, I'm struggling here with Mendy being out. What do you reckon? And I'm saying, Delph left back and see it. Try it. He called me 2 days later and said, he's been a revelation in training. He said, thank you very much. I was like, no problem, man. Anytime I can help. You know.
That is an exclusive for us right now, all down to Noel.
Now, clearly, that's not true. Don't go putting that on any website anywhere.
We'll cut that bit out. No, it's an absolute pleasure. Thank you very much for your time. Your album is, of course, out now. There it is. Go buy it. It is quality, of course. And don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel. See you very soon.